You come into my apartment and you out-Swede me. I thought that, I had this little pin, like Sweden and Taiwan pin.
Yeah, well...
But
it's a little bit different. You gotta take it all the way.
Hi everyone and welcome back to a historic video. I think that this fellow Swede doesn't need any further introduction. But sadly, believe it or not, I don't actually know you.
No.
But I know of you, obviously, which I think most of us do. So I thought, let's take this opportunity and see if we get to know Martin a little bit more.
As a youngster in Sweden, I was always very interested in music. My grandfather was a very successful musician, and since a very young kid in Sweden, I've always been playing in heavy metal bands. Long hair, nose piercing, had a little beard.
The hard rock version of Martin is not an image that most people associate you with.
It is not.
And, like, how do we go from hard rocker to this?
To this, I was very interested in languages and Asia. I got very interested in Japan and Japanese. So I decided after graduating high school to move to Japan. And while I was in Japan, I was playing in a lot of heavy metal bands. And we were doing shows in Japan and playing that for fun. However, I always felt that while I really did enjoy heavy metal, it was never something that was as apparent in Asia. It started to tone my entire identity down a little bit, and I became, call it a little bit more normal. Lose the hair, lose the nose piercing, to look a little bit more appropriate. I started enjoying that too. And so I was in Japan for 2 years studying Japanese.
I didn't know you speak Japanese too.
I do. I speak fluent Japanese.
スウェーデンの出身でマーティン・フェルムと申します。マルティンさん。そうですね。今1年5ヶ月ぐらいになります。
I'm not sure now, but I probably still speak better Japanese than Chinese, at least on a grammatical point.
Really?
Yeah, because Japanese I studied full-time intensively for 2 years, and Chinese I only studied for 1 year. But I've been living in Taiwan for quite a while.
Though. Your Chinese is amazing. It's
I'm trying.
Yeah, there's not many foreigners in Taiwan who has better Chinese than you, I think.
I got more and more interested in other Asian languages and cultures as well. And I had never heard of Taiwan. So it was actually when I was in Japan and after I finished Japanese, and I was thinking like, well, maybe I should try another language. And well, Chinese might be useful. And I had a lot of Taiwanese classmates in Japan.
Okay.
And it was actually them who told me all about like how Taiwan is this amazing little country, this little diamond in the rough. People are amazing. Food is the best you'll ever have. Weather's great. And, it's just an amazing place to come to. And I had never really heard of Taiwan other than, toys and clothes were made in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And that whole story. I got intrigued and interested. So I decided, well, why not? Let's come to Taiwan and study Chinese for a year. See how that goes.
It went pretty well.
It did. Yeah, no, I put the working hours in.
It's a little awkward situation right now because normally I am the Swedish foreigner here in Taiwan.
It feels weird to me too, like talking about Sweden to a Swede. But
you come into my apartment and you out-Swede me. I thought that I had this little pin, like Sweden and Taiwan pin.
Yeah, well,
but.
It's a little bit different. You gotta take it all the way.
Recently, I actually made a video with the Swedish delegation who was here in Taiwan, and they came here to represent Sweden. But you have been representing Sweden for like close to a decade.
Yeah.
Everyone watching right now will recognize you from the countless of TV shows you've been on. Do you have any idea of like how many episodes or how many times have you been on TV?
Wow.
Do you keep record on that?
No. Wow, yeah, that's gotta be a lot of time. Done a wide variety of different shows, right? It's everything from cooking shows, traveling shows, game shows, and the acting in movies, dramas, etc. The main show that we were doing was the Erfenji Ichang here, right? That one we were doing, 5 episodes a week for 6-7 years. I might not have always been on 5 episodes every week, but usually was around 3 on average.
Right.
So if you count 3 episodes a week for some 7 years, that's a lot.
Well over 1,000.
Yeah, well over 1,000. And then each episode you're probably gonna have, call it 3 to 4 stories at least. So you take that number and then times that times 4. So it's a lot of stories and a lot of exposure for Sweden, I hope.
Yes. As a fellow Swede, I do thank you. How did all of this start?
I had some jobs here and there. I was working. My main one was as a sales, and while I was doing this, then I also started because there was this TV show WTO, 姐妹会. They asked me like, hey, do you want to come and try on for this show? So I was like, okay, let's try that out. That sounds fun. Be on TV. Why not? Okay, let's try that out. But as more and more of these opportunities to appear on different shows arose, I started having less and less time for my regular job at that time. Right. And at one point, I believe it was when the 2分之一 show started, I had to make a judgment. Okay, so what I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on, the general job that I had, or want to go more towards the entertainment industry? And I went wholeheartedly into the entertainment industry, acting, music.
Well, I think I speak for every single one when I say that you definitely made the right choice.
Oh, yeah.
You joined over like 1,000 episodes. Is there any moment in your, let's say, TV career in general that like stands out a little bit extra for you personally?
For me personally, that would definitely be when I had the opportunity to star in one of the drama shows that airs here on prime time, the 八点档. At that time, because these are all spoken in Taiwanese, because it was also something that I was very interested in. Got exposed to Taiwanese very early in my journey here, because all around where I went in Taiwan, I would still always hear this other language, which it sounded a little bit Chinese, but still not. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, I keep studying and studying. What is this coming from? And I also discovered how they have like the Taiwanese music, which are also, it's a very distinct style of music, I would say. So I got very interested in that, and I started learning songs, and I actually taught myself a lot of the Taiwanese I learned through songs. Just listening to songs, listening to the lyrics, and trying to understand the lyrics. And then as they pop up more and more, you start combining them in together and starts forming a little bit of a language in your head.
我问天，我问天，敢会当卖创治？我在爱里接我是我家己。
I went on, and they tried for a couple of episodes, and then decided like, yes, let's go with this and make it into a big thread in this drama, and like a storyline in this drama. And so during this time, I was actually the first foreigner ever in Taiwan to have one of these major roles. So that was
amazing.
That was very interesting.
Sales, drama, you have pretty much done everything in at least Taiwanese entertainment, I would say. And I think today, actually, as this video goes out, you are making your own contribution to Taiwanese music as well, with your debut single, Bubble Tea.
Bubble Tea. Yeah.
Full disclosure, he has actually given me a sneak peek. I guarantee you, after you finish watching this video, of course you will have all the links down in the description. Spotify, KKBox, I assume there should be a music video out on YouTube as well. You have all the links down there, and 100% you're gonna love it just as much as we love Bubble Tea here in Taiwan. Just walk me through this. Like, how did the idea start? Of course, music has been a big part of you, like growing up, but it's still a big step until like liking music to creating your own single.
Yes, it all started last year when I went back to Sweden. It was really nice because I haven't been back in Sweden for so long now. It's when it's been difficult to travel, right? Because I've always had a very good relationship with my sister. So once I told her that, hey, I'm gonna come back to Sweden finally, we started planning tons of stuff like, what are we gonna do? In Sweden, we have this tradition, especially great during summer, to do kräftskiva, a crayfish party.
That's, wow, that's how it started.
Yes, it started, as all good stories, with a lot of booze. She has 2 very good friends of her talking about, let's arrange like a crayfish party, have a nice little party. A lot of booze, a lot of the snapsvisor, gotta sing little songs before you can drink. So it's all a very...
And let's just say, we do not drink bubble tea during these events.
No, but maybe we will in the future. We'll see. I'm talking about my Taiwan story, how I got to Taiwan, and my career in entertainment and what I've been doing. And my sister then just started saying, yeah, you know, Mats and Anna are also, they've been doing tons of stuff here in Sweden. And I was like, oh wow, these are your songs? I was like, oh God, I remember some of these songs. Like I listened to them a lot of times. As we're sitting there and drinking, we decided right there and then, like, hey, let's do some music. While we're sitting there drinking and just like, yeah, you know, let's go create some music. We'll take some of these Swedish music and we'll put, you know, Taiwanese culture and lyrics on top of this, and we'll create something beautiful and release it in Taiwan. The day after,
no one remembers anything.
No one remembers anything other than like, yeah, we were talking about let's make music together. Since I was just in Sweden for a short period of time, we only had some 2-3 days here where we started thinking about lyrics. It was my girlfriend who just started sitting there and thinking about lyrics, and she came up with the great idea of, you know, 1, 2, 3, Jipai bubble tea, and it just sounded so good in our heads. It's just like it stuck with us. We started, you know, walking around just singing it, keeping it in our head, and then just, you know, writing all of the lyrics. And we went back to Mats and Anna and went into their studio, recorded the songs, flew back to Taiwan, and this was all in August of last year. So since we came back to Taiwan, have been focusing here on producing this amazing music video. And, now we're preparing this big launch here, so we're very excited about sharing this with the world.
And I have to say, like, both the song and the music video, both equally amazing, and it's gonna be absolutely fantastic, I think.
I've always wanted to do more music, since, you know, music has always been in my blood and in my soul, like from my early days in heavy metal and playing in bands and everything. And it's something that for me personally, I've always felt that music has only been the one thing that has always sparked me and allowed me to feel like myself, being able to show the real Martin, where I can be myself. This has by far been one of the most fun projects for me. Even shooting this music video has been such a blast. As you know, it's very silly, even just writing all of these parts, and it has as we were writing, we were laughing, and then when we're shooting them, like everyone is just laughing all the time, and it was so much fun. When some of the people, maybe like their scene was done, and it was like, all right, you can leave now. It's like, yeah, but can I stay? I kind of want to see what happens here. Like this is interesting. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun.
And I should also mention that this is under your new artist name, I would assume, M.Tone.
Yes.
It kind of feels like this is not only going to be like a one-hit wonder. It sounds like you have like planned for a new era in the life of the musician Martin.
Absolutely.
What does the future look like after this single?
So we actually recorded a couple of songs, and we have a lot more songs in our bag. The first plan here for now is to release this song. We're making a new production company here called Made in Sweden.
Made in Sweden. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so where we are trying to combine a lot of these like Swedish music, because Swedish music is very famous abroad as well, while Swedes are very good at producing music other than just ABBA. You know, everyone always knows ABBA, but Max Martin is the guy who wrote basically every single top 1 hit song for the past 30 years.
Yeah, and we have Avicii, Swedish House Mafia, and
now M.Tone.
M.Tone as well.
We'll have a lot of more material coming out. Bubble Tea is only just the beginning.
Martin, thank you so much for coming here, taking the time to visit the channel. And
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for everything you've done, both for Sweden, but for the Taiwanese entertainment industry for these past almost a decade. I am super excited to see what Made in Sweden can bring to the table when it comes to the Taiwanese music industry as well. Hopefully you will stay along for that journey as well. And hopefully you will also subscribe to this channel to show your support to me, so I'll be able to bring more superstars just like Martin here. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lukas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.